despite many of your pleas and months of speculation, Bob Chapek ain't going anywhere. Welcome to episode 106 of Inside 300 Disney News in just 300 seconds. I'm your host, Brian Perry. So Disney CEO and often criticized frontman has received a 3-year contract extension to remain atop Walt Disney Company.
The news comes from the board of directors, who unanimously voted to replace the current deal that was set to expire in February. So much for being on thin ice, I guess. The new contract will run through June of 2025. Susan Arnold, the chairman of the board, had this to say: "In this important time of growth and transformation, the board is committed to keeping Disney on the successful path it is on today, and Bob's leadership is key to achieving that goal. Bob is the right leader at the right time for the Walt Disney Company, and the board has full confidence in him and his leadership team." Chapek, of course, took the reins from Bob Iger in February of 2020, just as COVID began wreaking havoc on the world. I'll admit, some bad timing. Numerous polarizing issues have taken place during his brief tenure, earning a tremendous amount of heat and frustration from Disney fans and employees alike. In the end, though, it'll be 3 more years of Bob 2.0. The news of his extension did little for investors, as the company's stock price remains in the mid-90s.
In fact, yesterday morning it had finally re-eclipsed the $100 mark before dropping nearly 5% by 1 o'clock. Once the news of Chapek's extension came out, the stock price didn't go up, didn't go down, it remained steady.
And just like that, before you could say all aboard, the upcoming high-speed train that was supposed to connect Walt Disney World to Tampa, the Orlando Airport, and other Floridian destinations has figuratively derailed and been canceled before the tracks were even put in place. A Disney spokesperson has confirmed that Brightline, the company behind the 170-mile train route expansion in Central Florida, has configured a route that's not conducive to a Disney Springs station. Instead, the new train path will take it alongside State Road 528 through the International Drive corridor. The 528 route gained popularity as more parties, including the City of Orlando, Orange County, and Universal Orlando, worked with Brightline to get the train to the Orange County Convention Center. Interesting. I wonder why. Well, Universal even ended up pledging to donate 13 acres of land and money to build a convention center station. Now, why would Universal have any interest in that? Well, it just so happens to be that Epic Universe, Universal's upcoming 3rd theme park, will sit directly across the street from the convention center whenever it opens in the next few years. So count this as a loss for Disney and a huge win for Universal Studios and the surrounding tourist attractions on iDrive.
Last week, Mr. Rottenborn asked you about a quote where you said you wouldn't come back to the Pirates franchise for $300 million and a million alpacas. Do you remember that?
I do.
Just a few months after Johnny Depp sat in court and claimed that $300 million and a pack of alpacas wouldn't convince him to return to Pirates of the Caribbean, a New York Post article has stated that the actor was in talks to return to the franchise in a $300 million deal. Understandably, soon after the report surfaced, fans started eagerly anticipating the return of one Captain Jack, but those dreams were quickly shot down by a Depp representative who told NBC News that the reports were BS, basically completely false. Back in May, Pirates producer Jerry Bruckheimer, who is now working on 2 more films, was asked if Depp would be back for future projects after winning his court case against Miss Amber Heard. He said, "Not at this point, but the future is yet to be decided."
Lock up your children! Yes, Salem, we're back!
Well, I guess you could say the Sanderson sisters are almost back. The first trailer for the sequel to the Halloween classic Hocus Pocus dropped yesterday and features our first look, at least courtesy of Disney, of the upcoming Disney Plus film. The legendary trio show up at the end of the preview, which reminds you that the sequel will be available to watch just in time for a spooky season when it comes out on September 30th.
That is going to do it for this episode of Inside 300. If you like what you saw, be sure to subscribe. Click that bell icon. Hello, bell. This way you're notified every time we come out with brand new content. I've been your host, Brian Perry. I'll see you next time. And, as always,
Bye-bye.